What is up, guys?
Gershwin here,
Sound Alchemist here,
and this is
for the Greater
2018 edition. Boop, boop, boop. So this is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question, because we get to those questions first. Now, we have a huge amount of knowledge in our craniums about the lore of Warhammer 40k, so we would recommend that you ask us questions about 40k, which is what... Give me a second. Zazzy B asks.
Are you related to Cardi B?
Probably. Red bottoms. I'm very indecisive. So am I. And I want to start a new army. So are we.
Hoo.
I also have valued your opinion. We value our own opinion as well. Which do you prefer visually and lore-wise? Chaos Demons, Eldar, Necrons, Tyranids, Orcs, or Tau?
Damn.
Please rank accordingly. I am leaning towards Necrons plus the Tau. Thank you.
So basically you're saying new year, new army. What should I start?
So right off the bat, you didn't mention this in your list, but if you are a new player to Warhammer 40k, my recommendation is Space Marines.
Yeah.
Start with your Space Marine figures because they have the most amount of just options. And then you can branch off from your regular codex and jump over to the Blood Angels, to the Space Wolves, or to the Dark Angels, and you could still use all the models that you have already collected into your new army.
Now, if you're not a new character or a new player,
Well, let's rank
right.
Zazzy B's list. So Chaos Demons, Eldar, Necron, Tyranids, Orcs, or Tau.
All right. So right then and there's only like 2 of the codexes that have already been released for 8th edition, and that being the Demons, which are going to be released probably in like a week or 2, and the Eldar.
The Tyranids.
And the Tyranids. Yeah. So Necrons.
Eldar have a book?
Yeah, Eldar have a book.
I didn't know Eldars had a book.
Yeah. So right now, Necrons don't have a codex, Tau don't have a codex, Orcs don't have a codex. So you're kind of, I mean, you could play them and use the index, but you're just gonna have to buy a codex again. You're gonna have to, because their point values are gonna switch around. So it's not 100% in stone. What's the most powerful unit? What makes the most sense? What's more point efficient? That kind of thing. So I would kind of stay clear from those for a little bit. But again, if you like the lore, if you like the looks of those armies, go for them. I play Tau, so I'm just waiting eagerly. He plays Orcs, so he doesn't have the codex yet, obviously. We do have a buddy who plays Necrons, and they're tough. They have will be back, so it doesn't matter how many of them you kill, as long as there's still one remaining, they could potentially all rise up again. So if you're looking for something hardy, tough to beat, I'd say Necrons. If you're looking for something shooty, Tau. If you're looking for something to get stuck in, definitely Tyranids. If you're looking for Psychic, Eldar. And stay away from Orcs.
Because they suck.
Yeah. But what's your opinion?
So you said visually and lore-wise. So visually and lore-wise, I would have to say, it's going to sound crazy, but the Tau. Because the Tau are pretty... Like, I like the look of the Tau. Their stealth suits are awesome. Their battle suits you can convert. And then their Fire Warriors are amazing.
I don't play Fire Warriors.
And Kroot. So if you ever get tired of that aesthetic, you could always jump over to Kroot, which gives you, like, a nice little, like, earthy looking, like, alien aesthetic. Because they have loincloths, basically. That's what's covering their crotches. Even though, do they even have crotches? Because don't they reproduce by eating things? But anyways.
What are they eating? Hey.
Whoa. So I would say Tau first. And then lore-wise, they're the new race, so they're expanding. You could add a bunch of fluff to your lore. You don't have to go with the Far Side Enclaves. You could just say that you have an ethereal who's spreading his gospel. Watch the movie Silence. It's on Hulu right now. It's about the expansion of Catholicism into Japan. And it's really cool because it didn't go anywhere. But those priests are basically like ethereals, and the Tau Empire, or the Japanese Empire, would be the Imperium, so you can kind of like twist it in a certain way and get like really nice, fluffy, juicy lore by bringing in information from different places. So I would say Tau first. Yeah. So you gave a really good explanation, and I'm just saying get Tau. Next question.
This one is by Refi Zool. There's like 2 X's there, so I don't know how to pronounce that. Refi Zool. So I'm currently building a Traitor Legion with an apocalypse theme. They have a special force called the Four, which represent the 4 horsemen: war, death, hunger, and pestilence. What models do you guys recommend for them? For example, Karn, war, typhus, pestilence, that kind of thing. I would definitely try and convert these. They do have horses in Age of Sigmar Fantasy, so you can use like these chaos horses and convert them into each type of chaos god. So for example, war would be Khorne, death what would that be?
Death will probably be Tzeentch.
Hunger, I feel like that would be Slaanesh, because you're hungry for that.
Yeah, I guess.
And then pestilence, obviously Nurgle.
Yeah.
So that way you can have all 4 of the chaos gods into your apocalypse army, and you can just bring in units from everything else.
Yeah, good idea. And those models are really good. The Age of Sigmar models are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad the game supposedly sucks.
Yeah, I've never played it, but that's what you guys say.
So we're gonna trust you because you trust us. Maybe. Next question. I have one from Metro Ranger. The fuck is a squat?
So it's like, so you go to the gym, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you kind of just like get low. Do it in like a twisting your back kind of motion, so that all your back muscles like.
And you have to go like this.
The more people that look at you, the stronger you become. That's what a squat is.
And if you want to know what a squat is in 40k, check out our 40 facts and lore on the squats.
Or you could just go to Age of Sigmar and look at their
Dwarves, I think they're called.
And there's like another thing.
Yeah.
Because you have dwarves in Age of Sigmar, and then you have like the actual, what squats would be.
Yeah.
They ride like blimps.
Blimps. You just like that word.
Why would you have a blimp riding dwarf?
Well, because like Age of Sigmar is like in it's fantasy setting, so there's nothing that flies. The only things that fly are like what are those things called? Pegasuses and griffins.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So and then there's not much shooting. The only thing that could shoot is like bows and arrows, and there's not that many things that would be able to target that because it's so high up. Unlike sci-fi right now, where you can just shoot the blimp and it falls.
A blimp?
Or it falls and crashes by itself. You have another question. What Imperial world do you think is next to fall? Never forget Cadia. I don't think there's going to be another Imperial world that falls. I think Cadia had to fall because it just expanded the lore, or it strengthened chaos. Yeah, I don't think there's another.
If I had to pick, I'd say Fenris, just so they could bring in Lehman Russ into the mix.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Yeah.
Now let's do a rapid answer question thingy-majig.
All right, rapid question answer thingy-majig.
Go!
John Burney, if you could have any group join the Tau Empire, who would you pick?
Imperium, or man.
Necrons.
Are there any release dates regarding any of the new codices or models? So, demons are coming out next week?
Next month for sure. I don't know when exactly. Bruce Quarry, why is it so hard for Angron and the other traitor Primarchs to reunite their legions? Because they all got scattered after the Horus Heresy.
And just the nature of chaos is chaotic, so they just bicker amongst each other.
Chaos is chaotic, say what?
Ankalogan the Black. Why does Warhammer steal from Tolkien? The Eldar, the Orcs are named... Okay, so the Eldar... And then, so why does a genre like Warhammer that creates such a cool universe on its own have to steal from Tolkien, the best fantasy writer? So actually, Warhammer 40k started, and it was inspired by Tolkien. So it started off with fantasy first.
Elves, dwarves, the Empire, that kind of thing.
And then after that, they expanded into space, and then they just brought over those models, which is why you have Orcs, Space Marines, the Imperium, Eldar. So it's not so much that they stole, it's just that they got inspired by...
Yeah, it's all inspiration. You could say the Cthulhu, what is it called?
Something SS.
Yeah, the whole thing with the Cthulhu and all those gods, those are also incorporated into this. You have like Christianity aspects in there. It all stems from everything else into it.
Yep, you all get inspired from the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like back in the 80s, there wasn't any like internet where we can just go pop up on DeviantArt and Google some cool concept art and get inspired. You didn't have that back in the 80s. You would have to wait and like read books and all that kind of stuff. And the bigger books were Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Yep. Last question.
Who'd win in a one-on-one fight, Farsight or Gilliman?
Gilliman. He's a Space Marine.
Yeah, Space Marine. He's a Primarch for that matter. But if Farsight did get a good, sword cut in there,
he'll go back into stasis.
Yeah.
And that's the end of him. And those were the questions for today. If you have more questions for us, comment down below. We try to get through as many as we can, but like you see, it's sometimes very hard.
Yeah. These are really great questions. Keep asking us questions, and we'll keep answering those questions. We said question a lot this time. If you guys go back, it is the new year, so go back, count up all the questions you guys read, and take a shot for it.
Yes, and then die. And that's it.
That's it. That's all the questions we had for you guys. As always, I'm the Sound Alchemist.
Gersh1.
We are Woodmine Syndicate, and we are out of here.